Okay, I'm white again against JSGD. That's kind of a tongue twister. With the J and the G in there. We're similarly ranked, or rated. I guess both. And I just played a King's Indian. It looks like we might be playing another one. Although that game was more like a Benoni. Probably it was my last YouTube video, but depends on what order I upload everything. Okay, still theory here. Now in that game, the guy played knight BD7, and then I learned some theory, so I'm ready if he plays it in this game. Gotta be ready. Ooh, even more different. Okay, that's interesting. So that, I think, well, I don't know, maybe that means c5, because he wants this bishop to be all good. It's sort of a funky move, but sort of like it. I think we just proceed naturally. Well, I mean, one downside of this is I could play bishop e3. Normally, you kind of worry about knight g4, but since knight g4 is not legal anymore, bishop e3 feels pretty natural. Some stupid part of me wants to play b4, but I always get in trouble when I play b4. Like I think the guy's gonna, you know, do one of these and put the knight. I don't know. Bishop e3 seems sort of hard to argue with. Let's just do that. Don't have to get too cute. I mean, I've got 4 pieces developed and he's got 2, so. Yeah, and I could even just like not play d5. I could just do like something else. But I like d5. Like d5 and b4, and I'm sort of squeezing there a bit. Yeah, I mean d5 is probably best. I bet that's what the computer would do. Probably he'll play a5. And we have sort of a book position, except for this knight would usually be here. And this knight would be here. Or maybe this knight would be here and this knight here. I guess that's easier. So I don't know. I think this is like a book position, but whites can end up, or blacks can end up a tempo behind. Because usually this knight is sitting here and this knight does this. Then there's a double attack on e4, but not this time. I'm thinking about playing b3, a3, b4, which is the usual way to try to break and get that in. Get b4 in so that the knights can't sit on c5. Probably black's going to be playing f5 at some point relatively soon. Like knight d2 also is a very normal looking move. And then on f5 I can just play f3 and chill. I mean, is black even like ready to play f5? Probably not, because f5, like I can do this sort of thing. I don't really want to castle. I like not castling in these positions because I think, you know, it sort of throws black off. And like there's not really any danger to my king anytime soon. Okay, that said, what should I do? Maybe like rook c1, because I'd love to get the c5 break in. Knight a4 is another funky way to try to get the break in, but that seems wrong. Bishop g5 is legal. Bishop g5 is sort of interesting, because if he goes here, then knight b5 is pretty annoying. Okay, time to make a move. What's best out of all that crap? I mean, I could also just castle. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I guess I'll just do that. Like, I don't really believe in all this, especially this, since all of his pieces are over here. And I think I want this rook on c1 to help with this. Maybe I don't. But I think I do. Okay, surely knight a6 is coming, and knight c5. But these knights are, you know, superfluous is the term. They're, you know, there's too many of them. They're stepping on the same squares. But yeah, I don't think I really have any worries here. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, also, since he's a tempo slow here, I might can do a3 and then b4. Usually you can't because they do this, but that's when their knight's already here. His knight's not there, so I can do a3, and if he does that, I take it. Or even with the queen, maybe. So a3, knight c5, b4. Takes, 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 takes. I mean, yeah, it seems sort of believable. And b4 is such a good move to have because I can try to start playing c5 at the right moment. So yeah, I'm just trying to think of ways to, you know, like this position's similar enough to one that I know that I'm like comparing that to, you know, that position that I know to this position where he played this move. Like this is basically just a book position, except for like he's a tempo behind because he played this. So I think this is like really good for white. I would think f5 will be coming. Okay. Well, his point is that, yeah, but his point's wrong because I can play b4 and takes the knight is pinned, so I can just play b4 and he kind of has to go back. Yeah, actually, b4 a takes b4 is losing because I take, then the knight has to move, then I go here and then stuff. So I think b4. I think he just overlooked that. And he'll just have to go back to this sad square again. So he'll go back. Okay, or he can lose. That's fine too. Hope I'm right. It'll look bad if I'm wrong. But yeah, this is happening, my friend. That's just a piece. Okay, well this went pretty well. Yay, I win. Okay. Man. It's not usually have I already won the game like 10 minutes into the video, or 11. Okay. So, I mean, basically what I was saying the whole game is that, like, I sort of know the position, except for I know it a different way. Like, here, here, here. This is sort of the stuff I know. Apparently they like to play bishop g5 here. I didn't know that. I don't play this with white, I only play it with black. I thought they liked the castle here. But this is sort of like the game. And then, yeah, I mean, something like this would be kind of like the, I mean, yeah, knight g4 should probably be played here, but let's ignore that. And then, like here, you know, there's an attack here because this knight is still on f6. You can't play a3, like, even if we, like, let's say we defend, and then let's let black do something, I don't know. We're just ignoring that black can play knight g4 and that it's good. But, like, let's just say black does a6 or h6 for some reason. We can't even do this a3 thing like I did in the game because black plays a4, and then this is, like, clamped down. So because he did a funny move order, I got to get away with more stuff. Not funny move order, just like a funny move. It's kind of funny that black scores really well in the master database here. Like, there's 7 games and white's only won 1 of them. Let's turn on the computer. So the computer wants bishop g5, which isn't really... I did think about it, because I thought, like, you know, he might want to move this pawn and then he can't. But I don't know. I didn't really believe it. So bishop g5, that's actually what was played in the game that white won. I don't know, maybe I have to remember that idea. Bishop e3 is also fine. It's like the 3rd move of the computer. Then e5. We're still following one master game, which black won. And then it actually says d5 is inaccurate. It doesn't want to do that. And it says black should play f5. I just thought, like, you know, he's sort of lagging behind over here. But I guess these pieces aren't really the ones that are attacking in the king side and the King's Indian anyway. Like, I guess that's the upside of this move, is that he's ready to play f5 more quickly. So maybe I should be more aware of that. This was sort of what I expected. Then castles. Yeah, it doesn't even really like castles. I saw b6. It's sort of funky, but it holds down, you know. If black can kind of keep things closed on the queen side and get his king side attack, then he'll be happy. And a3 was the right move. So yeah, that idea that I showed is actually like a really common thing in the King's Indian. If the knight comes to c5, that the usual, like, the reason you can't, I just want to reiterate this point, the reason you can't do a3 normally is because they can just lock it down with a4, although the computer's not doing that, but ignore it. Okay, in this case, I guess there's that, but in general, you know, black is able to kind of fix the b pawn and the knight lives here forever. White's not breaking through on the queen side, and then black can do his stuff over here. Okay, so anyway, in the game, I was able to do that. I was able to play a3 because of, you know, the pin that ended up happening on the a file, which luckily for me he didn't see. Yeah, and I knew knight d7 was the only good move. I wasn't sure what I was going to do yet, but I was figuring that out, and then he took, which I knew was losing. So that was lucky for me. Yeah. So So yeah, hooray tactics. But okay, well, this is a short video, only like 15 minutes, but hey, we're already done. So what more can we do? I'll just go ahead and make another video. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Bye.